Welcome to PTI BetterGradesFast.com multimedia tutorials. This creative writing session will be on varying adjectives. Now, as you have learned in language arts, adjectives are words which describe other words, in particular nouns. As describing words, they would be very important in your creative writing also, meaning you need to give many descriptions when you are writing letters or compositions, so adjectives are essential. However, many times when students use adjectives, they do not vary them. This means that they use the same adjectives many times. However, what you should be doing is looking at the noun which the adjective qualifies and, based on that, determine what kind of adjective would be most appropriate for that noun. In other words, avoid repetition of adjectives. This is very common, but it makes it seem as though you do not know other adjectives that you can use instead of simple ones. Also, if you do not vary your adjectives, your descriptions become very vague, meaning they are not very clear to the reader, so your story may become boring, or it may be difficult to read your story and follow exactly what you are trying to say. Therefore, adjectives are very important in any description that you have to give. When describing positive things, a common mistake that students make is using and overusing the adjective nice. Nice is a positive word, yes. However, it is a very vague adjective, meaning, what does nice really mean? Is it dealing with physical beauty? Is it dealing with kindness? It is very vague, meaning it is too general to use in your stories or in your letters. Therefore, avoid using words like nice, good, bad, etc. Use more specific adjectives that cater directly to the words that they have to qualify. For example, we have here nice lunch, nice party, nice vacation, and nice teacher. They seem very repetitive, but actually, many students use the word nice, assuming that once you are referring to something good or positive, nice is a good option for adjectives. Actually, it is not. Instead of nice lunch, we can use an adjective which caters specifically to food, because lunch is an important meal. So, instead of nice lunch, we can say delicious lunch. When we are talking about a nice party, there are also many adjectives that you can use besides a vague one like nice. Perhaps you can say enjoyable party. How about a vacation? If you're talking about a vacation that you enjoyed, you can say a fun vacation. And finally, a teacher. If a teacher is nice, perhaps you are really trying to say that that person is kind or polite. As you can see, I have varied all of the adjectives instead of using the common nice. Although the adjectives are different, they all are bringing out the exact meaning that I intended, rather than here where the exact meaning was somewhat vague or unclear. And with these adjectives, although they are simple enough words, they make your story a lot more vivid if you vary according to the nouns after. So, in other words, I will not be able to say an enjoyable teacher because as a person, the word enjoyable does not work. This just shows that you need to ensure that the adjectives that you use are relevant or suitable to the nouns that they qualify. You do not have to think of technical words that you are unsure of their meanings. Simply think about words that perhaps you have heard before and they are specific to different needs. For example, you know the word delicious always applies to food. So when you have something regarding lunch, you can simply say delicious rather than something more vague like good or nice. For party, you enjoy it, so use the adjectival version, enjoyable. A word as simple as fun is a better option than nice because the word fun is an appropriate adjective for a vacation. And finally, the word polite is a better adjective regarding a person or a teacher than the word nice. So, just to recap, varying your adjectives, which are your describing words for the nouns given, not only makes your story or your letter easier to read, but it makes it clearer to the reader. It also shows that you know which adjectives to use where, so your language seems more mature, and therefore you will have a better written story. Although you learn about adjectives in language arts, always remember their importance even to your creative writing, because seeing that they are describing words, they would always be vital to a good description for any story or letter. Thank you for choosing PTI BetterGradesFast.com.